Welcome back to another episode of the March to Rocktober. And we're coming off the end of last episode where we finished it off with a walk-off homer from a very unlikely source. And that has us sitting at a very respectable 9-6 record through our first 15 games of the year. And our first game of today's episode, we're taking on the Dodgers, but we're doing it in a player lock as Michael Toglia. But before we get to that, we actually got some interesting information that came out in an update to the game today. And brand new this morning, patched into franchise in March to October, they say there's improved substitution logic for the bullpen and starting pitchers that will deliver enhanced statistical realism for both relievers and starting pitchers. Closers and setup men will see more realistic usage in more innings pitched. Long relievers will also see a more realistic usage in lower number of innings pitched. Starting pitchers should see a reduction in the number of innings they pitch, including fewer complete games, shutouts, etc. This is a great change, because this is something I've pointed out for a while now in March to October, is especially since there's no injuries in the mode, you'll see your starters over the course of the season in 32, 33 starts. They'll pitch like 240 innings a season. They'll complete like 12 games or more. And obviously that's just not numbers we see anymore. The only thing is that of all times for this to kick in, it's when I have probably the single worst bullpen I've ever had in a March to October. And now all of a sudden it's going to be getting used more. But that's another aspect to the change too that I like, is long relievers are going to be getting used less, and setup guys specifically, it did say setup and closer, but setup is the one I'm focused on, is going to be getting used more. Because along with unrealistic starter numbers, you'd also see your long relievers throwing over 100 innings a season. And then some of what should be your higher leverage guys in the bullpen, specifically if you have them in the setup role, they'll only throw like 20 innings or so. So I don't know, I just thought I'd point this out since it just got put into the game and we're early enough in the season that we should see the effect. And I don't know, it might change the strategy when it comes to trades. I might be even more wanting to trade for bullpen help now. But let's talk about Michael Toglia. So far, he actually is having a decent enough start to the season, even if he's not quite doing the one thing it seems like he should be doing. Only one home run so far in the first 15 games, but he does actually have a solid 259 average. The on base is real nice at 358, and I'm assuming player locks are going to work how they always have worked in the past. If we succeed in this game with Michael Toglia here, you can see there's those grayed out 3+ symbols. Depending on how good we do, we'll get a 1, 2, or 3+, or if we fail, we'll get nothing. It doesn't have a direct boost to the attributes, but the little descriptor there says it improves your player's performance, and I've definitely noticed that. Like, even if you get a 1+ with a dude in a player lock, they typically go off for the rest of the year. All right, but here we go. On the road against LA, Toglia is a switch hitter, so it doesn't really matter who we have to face. I think he's slightly better against lefties. We're facing a righty. And as we hop into this game, I just wanted to let you guys know that I do live stream. It's one of my goals with the release of this game is to do a lot more live streams this year. So if you want to catch me while I'm live, I do stream right here on this YouTube channel, but I'm also trying to get my Twitch numbers up, so I'd appreciate it if you went and followed me over there too. Links will be in the description. So come hang out anytime I happen to be live. I'm planning on starting up some March to October streams in the near future, so I hope I see some of you guys there. All right, I'm really hoping it wasn't a mistake that I left this player lock for the start of today's episode, because this will be my first swings on legend difficulty today, and I don't know, I kind of don't have the best history of succeeding in player locks that start episodes, but hopefully this one's different. It doesn't seem to be. At least the timing was there, but gotta square that one up. I don't know, at least since I had good timing, I only need to fix one thing. I only need to fix the PCI. Can you stop throwing strikes? I want to wait him out, man. I want to draw the at-bat out a little bit. Okay. I mean, the timing's still there. We're just not precise right now. Okay, 3-2 after that one. That missed by a lot. Oh, 105 off the bat. Keep it fair. Oh, I got it. Oh, let's go. Michael Toglia coming through. No doubt a home run. It didn't even take a great PCI, really. That's such a relief, man. The first player lock of the year, and I didn't blow it. I have such a bad history with hitter player locks in March to October, especially when they start an episode, but that's done. We've moved past that. Regardless of what I do from here on out, that's going to secure at least some type of a boost. All right, and it's still Glasnow out there. 93 pitches in. That solo homer is the only run we've been able to push across. Oh, and then I'm back to missing. I promise that timing was good also. I just must have not been on it. All right. Remember what I was just talking about? Did they forget that they patched that into the game, that this new usage logic? He's 120 pitches in now after that first pitch ball. Oh my God, there's no way I missed that too. For real? 2 strikeouts isn't gonna help. Oh yeah, and I forgot this is a new feature this year for player locks, I guess. We can hop in and watch what could potentially be the final out of the game. I guess it's not technically a dugout view. I guess we're just standing in the middle of the field of play here in foul territory. Is Bryant popping out to end it? All right, nice loss. I don't know what we're gonna get though. Only, like, we got the homer, but we only went 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Yeah, only 1+. That sucks. I mean, at least it's something, but I don't know. Part of me feels like if you're going deep, should at least be a 2+. Like I said, though, even just a 1+ player boost for especially as much of the season as we have left, I've still seen it set guys off. I've still seen guys have kind of crazy seasons after just a 1+ boost. So hopefully Tolia is the same deal. And we've already set up this whole trade management thing. We're proactive. We're on top of things. This ain't my first rodeo. So we'll go ahead, back out, get back to the simming. Hopefully this means maybe our first trade is going to happen somewhat soon, because the more trades we can get popping up, the better. I'll probably be accepting as many trades as I can, but this actually is a decent chance here. A chance to call up one of these 3 players, and this is actually fun. I feel like last year whenever I got this call-up screen, it would only show me 1 guy and I wouldn't really have the chance to choose. But now I gotta choose who makes the most sense to bring up. And after just now taking a glance at our lineup, I think I can eliminate calling up Aaron Shunk. So it's gonna be between Romo and Yanquiel Fernandez. I'm kind of leaning Romo because Hunter Goodman right now is our backup catcher. He's 1 for 15 in that limited sample size. Hasn't been too great. If we bring up Romo, he's a switch hitter. I wouldn't say his hitting looks better, but he is young. He does only have C potential, but that still means he's going to improve from where he is. And most importantly, I mean, I guess this goes for anybody who I call up, but we're going to get a chance to player lock with them in their debut. But differently to what we just saw with Tolia, if we succeed with one of these guys, like it says there, we get an attribute increase. So if I bring up Drew Romo, we get at least a 1+ with him like we just got with Tolia. That overall should instantly shoot up to about a 68. And if it works like it has in the past, it'll be like all to that contact. It'll be like +10 to that contact both ways. And that could be important too, because Jacob Stallings, even though he's been pretty good for us so far, he's also old. So his overall is probably going to be plummeting. I mean, that's already starting. But at the same time, and here's where, if you guys are new watching my March to Octobers, boy, do I take a while to make decisions. But with everything positive I just said about Drew Romo, if I go with Yanquiel Fernandez here, if we compare him to who he'd likely be taking the spot of, that's this Sean Bohard, I don't even know how you pronounce his name. He's such a nobody to me on this team. But that would immediately be an upgrade of 4 overall to this backup outfielder spot, with then, like I was saying, the chance to player lock, get him even better. But even if we fail, we know it's going to be an improvement, whereas if we fail with Romo, at least to the overall, it'd be a slight downgrade. But also I feel like the upside isn't there to the same level, because our outfield, I feel like at least right now, is kind of locked down between Hilliard, Doyle, and Nolan Jones. But you know what, with it being so early in the season, I'm going to bank on the game giving me another chance at a call-up, and hopefully a few more chances at call-ups throughout the year. So right now, while Jacob Stallings is still where his overall is, I think I'm going to go with the guaranteed upgrade here. I think I'm going to bring up Yanquiel Fernandez, and I'll go ahead and send down Sean Bohard in his space. So immediately, this will be an upgrade of 4 overall, but we have a chance to make it even better. It looks like we're playing on the road against KC, and man, after all that, I forget how our sim just went. What's our record going to be looking like? Had a lot of games simmed there with neutral momentum. We're 12-9. I think that means we went 500 in those games. games, and we're only a half game behind the Dodgers right now. Honestly, for this early on in the season, before we've really had a chance to make any upgrades, I couldn't be much more happy with how things are going. But how about I make myself even happier? Let's succeed in this player lock with our new debuting Yanquiel Fernandez. And we get to face a righty, which I think is a good matchup for him. I will say though, based on what we need for this team, I do wish if we got a call-up chance, it would have been with a pitcher. But hey, we take what we can get. And this, I think, for right now was the best of what we could get. All right, let's see what we can do, man. Top second. Brutal pitch right there. And then I was way out in front. That was like a change up right there on that sinker. I didn't see that pitch like at all. All right, well, we got to do better. We got to do much better in this next chance. Luckily, the rest of our team's actually doing something this time, so it might make us have more of a chance to do something. Might give me more at bats is what I'm trying to say. God, dude, I've whiffed on that pitch 3 times now in the exact same way. That's not going to drop in. You've got to be kidding me. That's about as good of a swing as we could put on the ball. I've been seeing a lot of people say some things about line drives not getting down this year, and that's, I guess, me feeling it. Oh, that one's not going to get down either. That's, I mean, I'm definitely off of it. I'm not going to say that's a good swing, but my timing has been on point. We're down to one last chance, though, more than likely. Top 8. We're winning 4-0 though, so at least the team's taking care of business. Ah. And we got our pitch, man. We even got our swing. Just a normal early, not even very early. I could have stayed fair. You could have helped me out. And that's gonna be it, isn't it? I mean, maybe we should hop in though to see how this ends, because they're bringing the tying run up to the plate, and I don't like what that might mean. Let's make sure we secure this final out here. Okay, well, now that's the tying run on first, and now Bobby Witt Jr. is the one at the plate, and they brought in Justin Lawrence. They're not even letting Gilbreth blow this one completely on his own. That better not. Okay, what a play. That was so risky if that's Nolan Jones and right. I don't know if I like that choice. I'm just glad you made the play. I mean, hey, that's one positive to that new feature of watching how the game ends there. At least we kind of ended it on a bit of a positive note. If Nolan Jones doesn't make that play and right, that's a tie game, and Witt probably ends up on third. I also just realized if we were watching that from the bench, where were we playing? We must have been DHing for that game. Doesn't really matter because I failed it anyway. Still disappointed about that line drive that didn't get down, although who knows, one hit might not have done it either. But I guess it's a good thing I played it safe then, because it was still a good decision to call him up. He's still an improvement to what we had. And that one momentum fireball seems like it pulled a lot of weight there. That gave us a pretty big fireball. We're winning back-to-back series now, and we get a chance to sweep against the Reds. Okay, we're gonna have to make a comeback though. Down 2 with an out already in the 9th and only 1 runner on. But look at this, we improved the record even more. Now we're tied with the Dodgers for first. Projected wins up to 73. It's climbing. It's happening already. Let's get going then here. Let's get right into this game. Michael Toglia up. We've put up all 3 of our runs in the 9th already, so talk about momentum. It's on our side right now. I mean, how nice is this gonna be if I could happen to just get a hold of one swing and Toglia ties the game? I mean, this is a tough matchup though. Alexis Diaz is not easy. That's a small PCI. I feel like that one pitch wasn't easy on the eyes. Okay, he's a little wild though. We're gonna try this ambush here. We're gonna ambush in. Be ready if he tries to sneak a fastball in, or he'll just keep being wild. And there we go, a 4-pitch walk. That's big. Even though Toglia has the power with that runner on second, it was his 30 clutch rating active. That's why the PCI was so tiny. Would I want to bring in a pinch runner? I mean, Tolia's got a little bit of speed, but we do have Doyle on the bench. You know what? Actually, though, seeing Doyle on the bench, he's got an 89 clutch. I might make this move instead. Instead of bringing Doyle in to pinch run, I think I'm going to bring Doyle in over McMahon. I'm going to trust the ratings more than I trust the righty-lefty matchup right now. Let's give this a shot. This is a big spot for what should be our star player. And he does it on the first pitch. Are you kidding me? What is this team right now? Are we just built to be clutch? I mean, that's now back-to-back episodes with walk-off home runs. I spend so much time thinking about making that move that to do it on the first pitch, I don't know if I should feel happy or almost let down that there was no buildup and it just happened. Clearly, though, I made the right choice. And Brenton Doyle, on his off day, he's coming off the bench to walk it off. That's crazy. And that's going to be a lot of momentum. Yeah. To come in down 2 in a spot like that in the 9th with an out already, that's going to give us 6 fireballs plus an extra one for the walk-off. We're about to fill the momentum meter here, and if we are already playing pretty well, what's this gonna do for us? Are we gonna shoot past the Dodgers this early into the season? What do we got against the Braves? A top team here? Are we gonna sweep them? No, not quite. All right, but we won a series. A lot of series in a row that we're winning, and here we got our first trade. This is big. And yeah, with where this team is at, we're definitely making a trade. Like, we pretty much have to pull the trigger on any trade opportunity we have, because pretty much any opportunity is going to be an improvement, and this one right away is. Like, it's not all that exciting. It's only a 72 overall, and on top of that, it's only a 72 overall that's 35. He's already regressing. He'll probably be below a 70 by the time the season's over. But even with all that, it's a massive upgrade to what our rotation looks like right now, because our 5th starter is Senzatella at a 60 overall. He's actually progressing a little bit. He was at a 50, I think 59. But no, even with that progression, still got a 5.15 ERA, still not looking too great. I don't know, before I hype up this trade too much, we still got 2 more to look at. It's just good to know that we at least have a trade we're gonna make regardless. Interesting though that these next 2 options both come from division rivals. What are the Dodgers gonna offer us? Gavin Stone. Look at the asking price though. They would want Yanquiel Fernandez, who we just called up, Charlie Condon, and then also Drew Romo. That's like 3 potentially solid pieces. I guess Condon, he's probably not, yeah, he's not on the 40-man, so we won't get to use him. But all that for Gavin Stone. He would, I mean, he'd instantly be our ace at a 75 overall. The B potential also means he should keep improving throughout the year. But man, I just feel like this is about as valuable of a trade package as we can put together from our side. And if this is the best we can get from that, I don't know. That's what also makes me doubt is maybe this isn't the best we can get for that, and this would be a little bit of an overpay. We still have one more to look at though. I feel like I'm spending too much time thinking about each potential move before we know what's on the table. Padres have an offer as well. Let's see what they're thinking of giving up here, and they are offering Matt Waldron. That would be interesting. I think we got to look at more of what he is by the numbers than knowing he's a knuckleball guy, because I don't know how much the knuckleball being a potentially difficult pitch matters when you're facing the CPU. It's not like playing somebody online, for example. So if we just think of that knuckleball as just another pitch in his arsenal, he's just a 74 overall starting pitcher. And they want Fernandez and Romo, but they'll take out Charlie Condon and add Kyle Farmer. Honestly though, of the 3 trades, I actually think this is the one I want to do the least. You'd think this would be the obvious move, but I don't know, man. Knowing that we can still get a 72, even though this guy is going to be going down, Stone's going to be going up, I think it makes more sense with how early we are. Maybe we make a move like this, not get rid of all of our value early, because maybe as the year goes on and we'd be trading for less games, we can get more value out of our pieces, if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. So I don't know. Hopefully I did a good enough job conveying my thought process, but it makes sense in my head to do this trade. We're not giving anything up. We'll still have all of our valuable trade pieces there for a potential future deal that might even be better than this Gavin Stone one. And we're still getting somebody who's going to be a massive upgrade to our rotation. I mean, he'll instantly be our 2nd highest rated arm out there. I didn't even think though, hopefully he ends up on the big league team. We're trading a minor leaguer for a minor leaguer. I'm assuming they'd put him on the big league team, but then that also means an auto send down, which actually I guess would just send down one of our like 50 overalls in the bullpen. So that's kind of a win-win. If we think of it that way, we're not even upgrading from a 60 overall to the 72. We're upgrading from a 50 overall to a 72. This trade got even better. Let's do it. Braden Ward for Albert Suarez. And this will be our first trade of the Rockies March to October. Let's see how he does. And yeah, our next moment is going to be that player lock with our new player. And I don't know, I might be cutting this episode short if I end it here, but I know a pitcher player lock is going to take a while. And that also seems like a good way to start a new episode, debuting the guy we just traded for. So I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and call this one for today. Sorry if it's a little bit on the shorter side, but we did some good things. Added a couple wins. We're keeping pace with the Dodgers, even if we're still a half game back right now. And then we're finally seeing improvements starting to be made. Actually, I guess real quick before we get out of here, let's make sure what the move was. Yeah, Senzatella got bumped to the bullpen, and it looks like that 50 overall guy is the one that's gone. I already forget his name. It was Louis something. But yeah, guys, with that, make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button. Help me get up to 1 million. We are almost there. But thanks for hanging out with me again today, guys, and I will see you in the next one.